Alright, welcome back, everybody's Destiny Jesus here. In today's video, I'm looking at the hardest solo cash cups. This is all champs players. Obviously, champs is really hard to get. There's like 2k players playing. And I'm looking at Cam. Cam is absolutely insane at wkey. If you guys watch any of my coaching videos in the past few seasons, with Cam winning loads of cash cups and right, you'll know he's insane at keying. He had the most elims in this tournament by far, as you can see here. Like everyone else had like half his elims. And he got a 21 kill with the highest elo possible. So what we're looking at here is how he's so effective at wkeying, especially in the current meta with all the SMGs and the shotguns and everything like that, what loadouts he's taking, and exactly how he's doing it. So let's get straight into this with this first game. Okay, so really simple stuff to start off, guys. This is basically something you always should be doing whenever you're getting pressured by somebody, whenever you get tagged low, whenever you get orged or pumped or something from a hidden angle, is try to heal bait to get immediate counter damage. So many people, they play really passive and try to get their heals off. Bait your heals. Instead, what you can see what Cam does here is he actually gets halfway through a big, notices the guy is not using his SMG to pressure, he's holding his pickaxe out. Whenever someone's holding a pickaxe out, it's impossible for them to do damage to you. So he immediately shows an open, wide edit, catches the guy completely out, gets the wall in his face, then he gets the double edit from above, gets the back walls as well, gets the guy fully pieced, and gets a very simple kill. Alright, this right here is one of those broken angles you can do when box fighting or when someone's pressuring you, is this single tile floor edit. So you can see he's going to bait the guy into spraying him. The guy now thinks, oh, he's in the open, he's really exposed, so Cam resets the angle and does this edit. It is so effective. You guys need to start doing this. So you can see from this guy's POV, if we slow it down, literally can't see Cam at all until he's been hit for 150, and at this point he's just guaranteed dead, and Cam goes and jumps into his box. Alright, I talked about this in previous videos, but just because of the fact that 95% of comp players, especially these players in these really hard lobbies, are using visual audio, crouching is so broken. Just to sneak on people, if you crouch in ADS, you make no sounds at all, and especially early game when people are farming, you can just crouch straight up to people and hop straight in on them, as you can see here. Lovely bit of aim assistance he gets into box. You guys don't even understand how reliable this is to do. You catch so many good players, these like EU pro players that he's killing here, as well as loads of other players. He killed Avery a second ago doing it. It is so broken to do. People just rely so much on visual audio. You'll get so many consistent kills just by hiding and crouching up on them, just like he's doing there. Alright, just quickly, one of the best things that you guys can actually do to get better at wkeying is understanding loot advantages, especially in the early game. If you're wkeying in the first like 5 minutes of a game, this is so crucial, and especially in early game fights, I've talked about this before, it is so crucial. So you can see here, Cam has basically looted up the entirety of this north side of Bugle, and he's immediately wkeying because he knows the likelihood that he has better loot than anyone in this area is really high. You can see he's got a decent shotgun that you can fight with, he's got a blue combat, which is obviously extremely good fighting, and he's got the best heals possible. 6 splashes is so good fighting. If you look at people around this side of the map, as you can see, only 4 minutes into the actual game, this guy doesn't even have a shotgun. These guys over here are just like completely shambles. He's got such free wkeys because of the fact that he's got a loot advantage and a more loot dense area. It's going to allow him to have freer fights as he starts this. As you're going to see here, he just gets loads of kills early game. Okay, this right here is going to be my biggest tip for you guys to get better at fighting this season, is to always make sure you have an SMG that is fully reloaded before you commit to getting near a wall. If you're within one box of another player, you need to make sure your SMG is fully loaded. So many people, they try to pressure from distance and they don't reload as they come in, but look how Cam does this here. So he's going to go ahead and open the fight smartly, sitting in grass here, doesn't show up in replays, but he gets a good damage advantage to start the fight, almost cracks the guy. Then he's going to go ahead and pressure from a different angle, gets the crack right there, and you can notice he reloads his SMG, and at this point, he could keep on pressuring with his SMG from a distance. It's like Venno would do. He'd spray for a while, try to get even more damage through, but he's going to commit forward with his pickaxe now and not his SMG. He's not going to spray the walls, instead he's just going to hop straight on them with his pickaxe. Very nicely gets the floor in there. Now he's going to go for the break, and the guy's going to go to edit out the box. Gets a free tag right there. And this is why it's so important to have the SMG ready, just because you're going to get so many free kills like this. Right there, if you're trying to break with his pickaxe, the guy's easily going to get out of the box and rebox. And that's how you reduce the time of a fight from like a minute, 2 minutes plus, with someone reboxing loads and splashing, especially since everyone carries splashes now, into about 15 seconds, just because you make sure that you have your SMG loaded as you commit in. This fight was actually a couple of really nice things. I definitely think this is worthwhile. Whenever you get a damage advantage like this and you're carrying Spider-Man grappler, it's always worth using that grappler charge to try to stop the other guy from healing too much. You can see here, he grapples straight over. This might seem like a little bit of a waste, but realistically he's going to get a lot of things back, and plus the point as well. It's definitely worthwhile doing, and he spots out this weak point of structure. Whenever you're fighting someone and they rebox upwards, or in this case with this guy in water, always try to chop them out, especially with an SMG like this. So you can see, chops out the SMG, then gets directly underneath them. If you're fighting someone, they rebox upwards and you chop them out, always make sure you do like a half full edit, so they fall into a half full, but you can see there, what he does is actually just shoot the guy out, and then he falls straight into his box underneath, and he gets the freest kill possible. Again, like an 8-second fight, just because he's using very good fundamentals at the start of it, with a damage advantage and then making sure he commits in straight away with the Spider-Man as well. This fight was basically two really nice things that you guys need to be doing. First of all, it's just the fundamentals. As you're approaching Wall, make sure you got a round peak, so you can see he's using the natural terrain. One thing with the current fighting meta is everyone who has an armored wall down, always use that against them. Always approach from the right peak. Imagine that's an armored wall there. Always make sure you're doing things like this where you're approaching. Next thing is it's very simple, high wall. This is so effective and a lot of people get caught out by it, as you can see here. If Cam actually got this full piece to the side, over towards his left hand side, he would have the guy fully boxed and in a really easily one pumpable angle, as you can see there. Unfortunately the guy managed to get out. And now, as you can see here, the guy's sort of panicking, he's getting pieced up. What he's going to go ahead and do is start panic building. This is what literally every single player does. They panic build, they try to go up towards heights. So how is Cam going to counter this? He's basically just going to go ahead and start mantling on him. I can't tell you guys how fucking broken mantling is if you do it properly during a fight. If you do it properly, you're just going to be able to mantle straight into people's boxes, get free angles on them. As you can see here, he's not building anything that the guy's panicking and messing with his builds. He's going to go ahead and mantle straight onto his head like that, get a free shot, and then he's going to easily just be able to commit into the SMG and get a nice refresh. Make sure you don't do mantling when the other player's kind of expecting it and they're ready for you. Make sure you always do it as they're building up, as they're trying to reclaim heights. It's so effective to do, especially if you just hold your shotgun out afterwards. This fight right here was actually a couple of really nice things from Cam. So you can see, again, just damage advantage, he gets a nice angle on this guy. And you can see here, as he approaches bearing in mind that he wants the server to help him. You don't want to be approaching from the front side of the server where everyone can spray you on an edge zone like this. You're just going to get focused really badly. So he's going to go ahead and approach him like this, pressures, and make sure he's always reloading his SMG. You can see here he does not commit in without reloading his SMG once. So even here, when he's pickaxing and actually trying to get into the box, he's still got his SMG loaded in case the other guy was to go for a 50-50. I can't tell you how many times I've seen pros die where they're doing something like this, they spray their SMG to get into the box, and then they get in and they hit the guy like 150 with a pump and he's popped a few extra splashes, and then they die because of it. Or the guy just commits to an angel and they're not ready with the SMG. So you can see here, he's got the guy 1 HP, he gets the cone in the box, and this is something that every single player can do now, is they all just hit max damage and they all just commit with an SMG, and that's why you need to make sure that you're actually ready with your SMG at all points. I can't tell you how important it is to just be better at fighting in general. Just having your SMG reloaded is going to make you so much better at the game if you use it properly. This right here is some really nice piece control by Cam. He's actually going to do it in a very sensible way that kind of avoids unnecessary 50-50s, which is something I see a lot of people doing whenever they're edit coursing or when they're trying to clip someone, is they just do really awful edits. They watch creative montages and they just do the stupidest shit to actually finish the fight and they lose like half their HP. But you can see how Cam does this. First of all, double edit from above, gets the cone slide in the box straight away so the guys can't backwards ramp, as you can see. Then he gets the wall control, gets the cone slide as well. But at this point, he doesn't commit into just 50-50ing the guy. He doesn't really know the guy's HP, hasn't tagged him too much. So he's not going to just commit to fighting him right here. Instead, he crouches, very good movement behind the cone so he can't get shot, edits the cone. And if the guy didn't just edit out of the box, 100% he'd be ready to angel, he'd be shooting his pump into the cone. That would mean that Cam would have a free shot and then a free kill straight after. Unfortunately, the guy gets out of the box, he edits away, he's sort of panicking at this point. So you can see Cam gets forward, gets the wall control, and this is where he actually spots, okay, the guy's still holding his builds out. Cam's got ready with his pump first, the guy's licking a wall, so he just commits into hitting headshot with his pump and gets a very nice kill. Alright, just quickly, this isn't really a wkey tip, this is more of a tip in general. I didn't actually know this till like 2 days ago when Pink told me, but if you actually kill someone like this, you can see he's fighting some guy in Storm on first moving here. If you kill this person, as you can see, they die to Storm. That actually means that their mid-miss gets fully regenerated. So you can actually go ahead and just pick up a full 150 mid-miss. Even if it only had like 5 charges before, it's actually going to be completely full and you have 15 seconds in Storm. It's pretty useful to know. Make sure you guys remember that. Okay, right here you're going to see some endgame wkeying from Cam as he tries to get a refresh. It's something very nice that you kind of saw him do earlier. So he grapples over towards this guy. Most importantly, make sure to fully build around himself to cover himself from all angles. And then here you see he's just getting straight on the wall without reloading his SMG. I know it's about 50 times not to do it, but in endgame situations like this, you can't really spend the time reloading when you're trying to go for a refresh. So you can see he shotgun replaces the cone very nicely, and the edit he actually does is very smart. You can see here the other guy's panicking, he's about to whip out a shotgun. The edit Cam does is very nice because it bumps the guy up and messes up his aim completely. I can't tell you how important it is to do things like that whenever you get someone full box. Don't just sit there and let them pump you. Always try to do something to distract them or mess up their aim. As you can see, this guy's just completely whiffed his shot, and then Cam gets a very free kill straight afterwards. Alright, whenever you're trying to get a refresh endgame, I can't tell you how important it is to do this, is to scan the other person's boxes, especially now when people are making a lot more 2x1s in endgame, and they're boxing up a lot more smartly. Make sure you scan their boxes for what kind of piece control you can get on them. So you can see here what this guy is missing is the 2 center pieces, so you can get a cone or a stair in there, can. And he's also missing the center wall as well, which is really huge. You can see here, shotguns the wall, then he's going to pull out his own wall bind, and he tries to jump in, actively getting this wall. It's really effective to do when someone's in a 2x1 and they move backwards towards the box. If you get that center wall, then you've got them fully boxed and you can get a really free kill. The other guy's pretty good, unfortunately, so he actually gets the wall straight away. Other guy gets the wall, so Cam's going to go ahead and break it. Double pickaxe swing, just like I'd normally recommend avoiding. The other guy needs to heal up, so he's not really going to do anything. And you can see as Cam breaks the wall, exactly like he did earlier, as he gets the cone into the box, then he does a right-hand window. This is the best edit you can do in this situation because the guy has no chance at all, and you can just right-hand peek as his shotgun is pulling out. Don't just do a stupid wide edit when you have someone full-pieced endgame. Make sure you do simple things like a right-hand window edit, so you swing into it as your shotgun pulls out. There's no chance that you take damage, and you can immediately hit the right-hand peak. Alright, so last thing, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and make sure to go check out the Solos Masterclass link in the description. There's some videos from Cam on there on how to actually win cash cups. There's a whole load of stuff on there for improving your solos this season. I should be adding some more videos as the cash cups go on. Of course, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to like and subscribe, and also make sure to go check out Cam in the description. His highlight videos are really good if you like that sort of thing.